Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Playing with Palettes. It has been a hot minute, like y'all dudes. It's been like a year since I've done this, but I'm excited to jump right into a new episode and build something else, all brand new with you. So, very excited for that today. So let's jump right into it. So I think it's really important, since it's been a hot minute since we have done this series. I think I should explain kind of what this series is, because I'll be honest, like TBH, I'm not entirely sure either. I think this is just something that I'm kind of experimenting with, and we're going to kind of figure out as it goes. But essentially, I go to this little website that you'll see that we'll explore. It's called blockpalettes.com, and just comes up with a bunch of palettes. And essentially, I grab that palette and I have to build something out just using those blocks, right? And so this is before I started putting down the actual palette. But like you see, like this is a yellow, orange, cyan house, you know? Like, and then you got this weird little church thing. I got this pirate ship, which I'm still really proud about. But essentially, you know, you use only these blocks. And variations of that block, and that is the idea of this. And it's essentially just to be like a challenge, trying to come up with something that makes sense and that works, and that is like something that like actually looks good. And so that is the idea of what Playing with Palettes is all about, and that's kind of the rules of it as well. And so we'll hop into our new palette, I guess. Alright, so the drill here is simple. We're at this nice little website called blockpalettes.com. Really awesome. And so I have the page number right here. So there's 1,120 pages. Alright, so we're going to go to page 285. And then there are 21 block palettes that we can choose from right here, right? Because it's 3 by 7. 3 times 7 is 21. Alright, so that is number 16. So we'll go back here. We'll go 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. Beautiful. Oh, I really like this actually. Stone, mossy stone, moss block, azalea, flowering azalea, and pearlescent frog light. Pearlescent. What a fun word. Anyway, so this is the block palette in which we will be creating our new building with. So kind of going into this build, just the palette in general, the mossy stone brick, the moss, all that stuff definitely made me think about like a fountain. It made me think of something smaller. I wasn't thinking of really a big build. So starting off, I actually wanted to make a fountain, but as I started building it and surrounding around this like pearlescent light, I thought about like making ruins essentially. So I got the regular stone brick as well as the cracked stone brick, along with the mossy stone brick, to really add to this like old kind of vibe, this broken down vibe, which is really important in all these different things. Is a vibe essentially is what you want. So since I was going with this kind of built down ruin vibe, I decided to make pillars that weren't fully connected. I don't know exactly what this like restoration thing would have been, but making these pillars definitely is a single step towards the direction. And you don't want them to be big or grandiose. They want to be broken down, since we are doing a broken down kind of area. So like I said, one of the reasons I kind of thought about doing this like ruins kind of thing was with this moss, because moss is definitely one of those artifacts in real life, one of those plants in real life that really do kind of take over things. And it comes and it makes such a great idea for, it brings in a lot of texture of bringing things down and like overgrowing things. And so along with the mossy stone bricks, it really helps things be overgrown essentially. And so you see here, I add in some vines, and I also add in some texturing with the broken stone bricks. And so when you are doing that, when you are adding in texturing, you want to make things seem realistic. That is one of the biggest things you do when you want to texture something. You want to think, okay, when I'm looking at this object, is it breaking down on this one end, or is it being overgrown over here? And so thinking about that makes things a lot more realistic. So you see me demonstrating that here, where I'm kind of looking and thinking, okay, maybe on top, like maybe it's getting a little more rain, so there's going to be a little more grassy cobblestone. And on the bottom, you know, maybe that's where a lot of stress is coming from. And I'm using the walls to kind of represent like erosion, like, oh, here, like it used to be a pillar, but because of this erosion, because of the wind and all that stuff that happens when you have these things, like there's going to be smaller parts of something. So that's kind of what the walls represent. And then here I'm using the azalea leaves, the flowering and just the regular leaves, to represent like vines. Again, it's kind of this idea of the overgrown ruins that are here to represent all these just fallen things. And so you have these vines connecting all these different parts together, because there's just an overgrown thing. And so you want, when you are doing something like this, like vines with leaves, even though there are vines in Minecraft, this allows you to kind of choose the flow of something and choose how it looks. And so you want, when thinking about vines in real life, you know, they are drapey and they are falling over everything. They're overlapping. And so it's not just a single static thing. And so bringing it all together helps it to really emphasize and kind of bring it to life, you know. Thinking about what happens in real life, where would the weathering be, where would this pressure be, really helps it to bring it to life and bring your build to life as well. So yeah, this is what we ended up with. We got all our pallets of stones, the mossy stone bricks, the leaves, well, the azalea leaves, the flowering azalea leaves, the moss, and the pearlescent frog light. And so it really is just something kind of simple, kind of small, but I think it's really a great addition to anything. It's just like an atmosphere kind of thing, you know, these ruins here. It's not meant to be big or anything, but definitely adds to like the atmosphere. And I could totally see putting this into like a build, having it like in the background, like having like a background like a big castle or village or something like that. But this is just a small focal point, I think, of a bigger build, which turned out to be really cool, and I really quite liked it. So yeah, but thank you guys so much for joining in and watching and checking out this series with me. Again, I don't really know where this is going. I don't know if it should be like a how to do this kind of thing, or more of just like a let's challenge to do this. But thank you so much for watching and enjoying. If you like this video, I got lots of different videos that you can check out on my channel. But please subscribe if you're liking this and finding yourself coming back and all that stuff. Like, subscribe, comment, all that, you know. Anyways, have a good day, my friends, and I will see y'all later.